I saw an amazing dish being cooked the other day by my friend Adam Byer. He got a chunky bit of cod, really meaty, whacked some clams around the edge, chopped up onions, bit of cider, bit of butter, and produced this thing that I literally want to eat right now. But before I eat it, I'm going to go and find 2 wines. So we've come to my local supermarket, which is Sainsbury's. Got a little bit of trouble because we've got a Waitrose bag, but I'm going to pick 2 lovely wines to go with the cod. And what I'm thinking about is wines that are not too crisp. They've got a bit of juiciness to them. They're probably white, but they're also not too overpowering. So we're going to go and have a look at the supermarket shelf, and I'm going to pick 2, and we're going to try and do it and get the piece of cod without getting thrown out the supermarket. Here we are, Fred and me in the supermarket aisle with a whacking great camera, seeing how quickly we can get thrown out. Have a look at these now. So here's, actually Fred, come over here. Let's start with the wines that I'm not going to be drinking. So this is all like yellowtail here, absolute rat's piss. Pinot Grigio normally tastes like bath water, and that's even before you put your foot in it. All of these big brands are a no. We come over to some nice wines. Sainsbury's have done this really well actually, because they've got all of the crisp, fresh, delicious wines. Here, Fred, can we pan, I don't want that one, pan the rest. Pickpool, we've got Muscadet and Sauvignon Blanc, so they're all zesty, fresh wines, brilliant with oysters. I really want to be looking for something that's a bit fleshy, and I'm going to come over here. So Pinot Grigio, remember bath water, even if it's made by Freixenet. I'm going to go for my £12 one, which I really want to be £10, but I'm going for this. It's an Albarino from Rias Baixas, where they make the best Albarino. And actually, credit to Sainsbury's, they do a bloody good job with the Taste the Difference range. That's going in my basket. So I'm avoiding things also like this, Gewürztraminer. It's too rich. So we've got 3 things to avoid. The big brands, they're out the back. The light, fresh, and because they're just too light. And the too flavoursome. So I'm avoiding Gewürztraminer, and I'm generally avoiding Chardonnay, with one exception. Fred, let's look at this. Because this is my Friday, Saturday night shelf. It's the posh wine. Now, these are made from Sauvignon Blanc. So Sancerre, Pouilly-Fumé, they're going to be in the too light box. But actually, with this dish, and Adam Byer basically went for this as well, I'm going to go for a Chablis. It's 16 quid 50. And do you know what? I'm going to go for, although this bottle looks better, I'm going to go for a Taste the Difference Chablis, because I know Sainsbury's do a bloody good range. I'm just going to see who this is made by. Haven't got a clue, but we're going to do a Taste the Difference Chablis. So here is my Tuesday night, here is my Friday night, and what I can't believe is that we haven't yet been thrown out of the supermarket. So let's go and get some cod. Here we are in Borough Market. Right, let's go and talk to this chap. Here we go. Look at this. Do you do the fish as well?
Yeah.
I want a really lovely bit of cod.
Yeah?
Got any clams?
Yeah.
Big boys.
Look at those. I think I'll take those clams if I can.
Anything else?
No, that would be great, thank you. Fred, can we get a little scan of all this beautiful fish here? It's amazing.
Are you doing this on a post?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on a green egg as well. I'm gonna do it over coal and see. Yeah, and then it should be.
Some mention if you.
Yeah, we've got to mention them.
Yeah, it's on the bag.
Shell seekers.
It's on the bag.
Got to mention these dudes. So Adam's recipe suggests 7 minutes in the oven. I'm going to do 7 minutes on the barbecue, and I've got rid of my nice blazer because I don't want to smell like a bloody bonfire. And we're going to light the barbecue, and then we're going to have a taste of the wine. This barbecue gets an awful lot of use in winter as well. Right, let's go cook some cod and have a slurp on some Albarino. Come on, Fred, let's go. Look at that chunky, beautiful piece of cod. So I reckon even I am going to be able to make this taste delicious. And there are my clams. I think before we go any further, let's check the Albarino. So Albarino is all about stone fruit. It's peaches, nectarines, and it is really lovely. It's so juicy, sort of nectarines and citrus. I think it's going to be so good with that. Needs to be just a tiny bit colder, but actually really, really delicious. So let's get on with cooking this. That's one onion done so well, I'm going to reward myself with a glass of Chablis. So here's our Friday night wine. It's a 2023 Taste the Difference Chablis. And what I'm probably looking for here is something a bit crisper and fresher. And it's all green apple and lemon Chablis, which I just so love about it. Very pure, very, very fresh. Shit, that's so delicious. So let's push those onions to one side, making a little bit of a mess, and then we do the fennel. Do we unwrap the end of this, or do we just go?
I would wash it.
Oh yes, we wash it. So then we go with our fennel. Beautiful big fat bit of fennel. Come on, Fred, let's have a look at this. Take the bottom of that off. Is that how we do it? Something like that. And then we dice it. This is going to be so good. We're going to get the pan on with some nice olive oil, little drizzle in there. So I'm doing this in a pan, not a saucepan, because I want it to go on the barbecue shortly, just to give it 7 minutes of oomph. Look at that, bit of seasoning, and that's going to just sit nicely in there. Skin down. Which gives me just enough time to check how the Albarino is going. I actually think both of those wines are going to be delicious with this cod. I hope I haven't bollocksed it up. Where's my... Right. Okay, so... You need a bit more olive oil. And I'm just going to take it down slightly tamer heat. Keep that skin in good check. Okay, we've bollocksed up the skin. Let's have a little bit of Chablis to settle the nerves. It's perfect temperature. It's cool, not cold. Really, really great. Adam got this looking really beautiful. I've got it looking really not beautiful. But I think it's still going to be delicious. Okay, so there's my nice crisp golden cod. Look at that. Oh, it's going to be so delicious.
I did it my way.
Now, let's get on with the onions. We can do the onions. And I think we'll chuck the fennel in there too. In goes the onions and the fennel. It's quite knackering, this cooking lark. Oh shit, what do we do with this? Saffron. Right, saffron. Star anise. What the fuck did he do with the star? Okay, right. I'm just going to have a quick look at what he did with this. Saffron. Cider. Right, Adam, no cider. We're going to do the wine. We're going to do half and half Albarino and Chablis. I'm going to have a little go on the Albarino, see what that's doing like temperature-wise. It is absolutely delicious. Sainsbury's, you actually make a very, very decent Taste the Difference wine. Both of those are fabulous. Leave that. It's going to add the wine. Right. Wine. First of all, we're going to have a splash of Albarino. And then a little bit of Chablis. Delicious. And then a little bit for chef. In goes the Chablis. And that is so Chablis. It's 100% Chardonnay from the northern tip of Burgundy. They don't use any oak at all, so it's all about the soil and the land, what they call the terroir. And it's all fossils, limestone and clay. And what it gives to the wine is so much freshness that even if I completely bollocks up this cod, which I'm not going to, it's going to be a great, great lunch. But I'm going to pop it back on ice. So back on ice there. Albarino, on the other hand, the grape variety is Albarino, and you can get it for under 12 quid. You can get it for under 10 quid. You'll get really lovely sort of nectarine, peaches. So a wine that's a bit more juicy, and that I think will be absolutely delicious with this. Right, I've got to go on with it now. So good. Some creme fraiche, like this, like this, like this. Cod sits nicely on the top like that. And then we're going to do the pièce de résistance. We're going to do our little clams. And we're going to scatter these around the edge of the dish. And then we're going to head over to my barbecue for 7 minutes. Can you not film this mess, my ice bath and my bikes? Right. Film this. On we go with that. We're going to put the top down. Open this. Fuck. Right, essential bit of barbecue kit. We need to open the vent like that. Have that, leave it for 7 minutes. Whew, and off we go. Right, timer. Right, the fish is cooking. Now the proper bit, the wine. So I've picked the Albarino because it's got the freshness to go with that cod, but also the texture that I think is going to work so beautifully with it. So, and the important thing about that Albarino, which by the way is absolutely delicious, is it's from Galicia. So Fred is going to chuck up a map in this YouTube video. I know he will. And he's going to show us the 4 tributaries that are the area that is the Rias Baixas, which I know I've shown you before, but I'm going to show you again. That's the Rias Baixas there. Come and have a look, Fred. When I said the other area that I don't want to go to is rich wines, particularly sort of made from Chardonnay, like the big buttery things, the one Chardonnay you can go for meaty cod will be absolutely delicious, is this. So because we're in France, in Chablis, they won't tell you it's a Chardonnay, but it's the only grape variety they're allowed to grow there. And they generally make it without any oak at all. Now, oak is something that gives the wine richness and fleshiness that I don't actually want. I just want, that's our timer. I just want something that's got all the flavors of it, so the citrus that you get from Chardonnay, but not too much tropical fruit. It's got that sort of crisp zestiness, so it's got all the lemon that that has. It doesn't have any stone fruit. I know I've got to go and get the cod. And it's so clean. Right, I better not bollocks up the cod. The trouble with doing these videos is I've drunk at least half a bottle of Albarino and a quarter of a bottle of Chablis, and it's only lunchtime. I mean, I know it's going to taste nice, but it just looks shit. Right. Nut sacks. Actually, I think this is going to be well good. Careful of the dog shit. Right, there we go. Look, Fred. Do you think that looks nice? I don't. Adam, is the creme fraiche meant to have curdled? I really don't think so. Right, I'm going to plate up. 2 plates. Cod like that. Look, actually, look at that. That does look delicious, doesn't it? And then we're going to go some clams around the outside. This looks a bit shit. And that is cod a la clams, copying Adam Byatt, but he didn't have an Albarino. We're going to have a little go on this cod, which is really tasty. Actually, that sauce is really good. So the cod's really quite meaty. I've got the saltiness from the whole dish. And the key thing about that Albarino is the strength. The strength of the wine, the power of the wine is exactly right. It balances it beautifully. So it gives the saltiness and meatiness of the dish, and then I've got the stone fruit, the juiciness of the wine. So salty, meaty, juicy, really, really great. That is a complete and utter banger. Would I pay more for this for a Saturday night wine? And that's a beautiful wine. It's much more linear. To be absolutely honest, I think the wine that goes best with this is the Albarino. That's a really delicious wine, the Chablis, and no one's going to complain. It's very fine, very clean, and very fruity. But this dish is so juicy and rich that I want a wine with a bit more texture. And I think, actually, having done my shopping, that is the wine to go for, Albarino. It's such a great fish wine. I'm going to be rude now. Chablis, mate, you are much better to drink on your own. This video wasn't meant to go like this. This was meant to be like, that's the upgrade. But I'm going to go here. It's every day, everyone's going to love it.